All right, so Ennui saw nothing. Blair has successfully ducked into an alleyway. And the currently 6 Chewingas and the bonus Chewinga, not Caitlin, she is the 7th Chewinga. I'm talking about the Chewinga on one of the Chewinga's shoulders, are standing by the front gates of Targos. And I believe, Sabo, you were just going to let Ennui lead the way.
Yeah, I asked him if he wanted to go to the tavern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I am basically trying to be like, lead the way, please.
All right. And I'll just start walking towards the three flags sailing.
Is there
I am.
What about the others? Are you guys just traveling as a group right now?
I just follow Sabo.
In that case, let me add this to the map.
Are we just like Final Fantasying in a line? What?
It's a flag of surrender.
That's only one flag, Justin. We're going to the 3 flags.
This is the party token, so you guys can show where you are on the map. So
flag.
Doesn't look like a Chewinga.
I'm gonna do something very risky and give control of this token to everyone.
Whoa!
We're gonna go over there. We're gonna go over there. We're gonna go over there.
Now play
I'm
nice.
leading.
You rotate.
All right, one second. Let me just.
I'm leading. I get control.
So I'm gonna also ask as well. While this is happening, Blair, what do you do now that you successfully ducked into an alleyway?
I'm going to go the long way.
Okay.
And not knowing they are going to the tavern, that's going to be my destination anyways. It's
Okay.
where I was headed. I do not know that they are also going there. I thought I am in the clear.
Okay, sure. In that case, we will focus on the other party.
Yeah.
As you guys trudge through the town, snow crunching underneath your feet, you hear the bark of a dog over the whistle of the wind. A wolf-sized sled dog with light gray fur runs towards you, dragging a broken leather harness behind it.
I will,
Can I attempt to grab the harness? Just step on it?
Step on it.
yeah, I'm gonna...
Not the dog,
At the
harness.
same time, while he tries to grab the harness, I'm just gonna drop to one knee and try and grab the dog, like bear hug style.
Sure. So
And I'm a
why don't I
big
get
bear.
a dexterity check from my boy Lumimac, and Sable, you just fall onto your knee, no problem, to get down on one knee.
Am I okay?
Dex.
Because I'm currently on. Oh wait, no, I'm
No,
not
you're not.
anymore.
No, you're not. I let you down.
Oh,
yeah.
did you say dex save or just dex?
Dex check, sorry, a dex check.
Sad. That was a good roll.
That was a good roll, because
That's a less good roll.
You are not able to step on the harness. It just darts out as the dog jumps into Sabo's arms and then whimpers as it licks your face.
Good boy. I don't care if it's not a boy. I'm saying good boy.
It after a few licks, it steps back from you, looks up, and whimpers again.
Where's your owner, puppy?
With that, the dog turns, takes a few steps, and then looks back to the party.
I don't even look at anybody else. I just start following.
Are we getting a dog?
No, we're
Oh,
saving someone.
Are we getting a dog?
We're saving the dog.
Either this is the Lassie situation,
Okay, I'm gonna
or...
the dog's owner.
I'm gonna follow, and I'm gonna draw my sword and sling my shield on as we go.
The dog leads you to a small house up here. Feel free to move your token up towards it. Blair, as they're coming around this way, you are coming around kind of more over here, and
Right.
you notice them following a dog to somebody's house?
I'm going to try to stealthily follow them because now I'm curious. They have a dog.
Can I get a perception check from you on Wii versus a stealth check that we're about to see from Blair?
You want a new one?
Jesus, like, I close my character sheet. 23! Get fucked!
Just let me get this hard drive out. God damn it.
James can't pass that test, so don't even try.
You're just invisible to everyone.
It's kind of crazy of how she's invisible when she tells you what her outfit is once you guys actually see her.
I'm
Anyways,
amazed and I don't know anything. It's great.
the dog barks and scratches at the door, and after a few moments, a handsome man in his 30s opens the door and the dog races inside. He looks up towards you guys, expecting somebody, and his smile fades. And he pauses for a moment in kind of disbelief.
I go to shake his hand.
Joanna's got a sword in her hand. She's not going to try to shake anybody's hand.
Well, fine then. I don't go to shake his hand. Hello, sir.
Hi. Sorry. I was, expecting somebody else. And he turns to go inside of his house and close the door, but you can tell that he is mulling something over, even if you're looking at the back of his head as this is happening. You can tell that he's thinking something over.
You see his brain worming.
Brain worming?
Yeah, that's how
Sir?
you think.
He turns. Yes. Hi. Yes.
Your dog seemed very upset. Is there anything we can help you with?
Yes. Yes. Why don't you all come in and I'll get you some cider and I can tell you about what's happening.
I will duck and enter his house.
I'm not going to go in just yet. Perception check of the street. I want to see if there's anybody else on the street.
Sure.
Do you want me to roll again, Justin?
Yeah, give me another one. And because you're giving me this, it's going to be also at, a 10. I was going to say it's at advantage, but you still don't see anything. You see a few, there's maybe half a dozen people on the street, all bundled up in winter gear. But other than that, you don't notice anyone in particular. Otherwise, it's pretty quiet at this part. Mostly because, as you would wager, unless you have the ability to avoid the cold completely, you don't want to be outside in Icewind Dale.
I'm going to run over to one of the bundled up people. I'm going to give them a gold coin, and I'm going to tell them that if I don't leave that building in an hour, I want them to go get the town guards.
Okay.
The man nods and says, Aye, and takes the coin.
Okay, then I'm going to go join the party.
Does everyone else step inside?
Yeah.
Blair, you see the man...
Yeah,
Lumimac?
I think I would have... Luminac was following close behind. The first person, whoever first went in. I don't remember who first went
Sabo
in.
did.
Sebo. Yeah.
Sabo. I'm following close behind Sabo.
Blair,
I will
when you
follow
see
in as well.
the door close, the man that the satyr walked up to pockets the gold coin and turns down the street.
Of course he does. He's not staying. I roll my eyes. Are there any windows? Describe this hut to me.
So the hut is it's as you can see, it's a rectangle from up top, so that's really easy to describe. There's a window on the sides without the door, so you could peer in from either the snowy street side or the alleyway behind or the alleyway between the two identical houses next to it.
I'm going alleyway between the houses, baby.
You stare in through a kitchen window where you see a man preparing cider for the 6 people. Some sitting, some awkwardly standing because of their height inside of the house. Can you give me a stealth check as you're standing there, please?
Heck yeah.
Thank you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Keegan Velrin. I was born here in 10 Towns, but my husband, he came from a wealthy family in Neverwinter. Garrett, he didn't care for city life. When I met him, he was working as a guide. He loves the outdoors and he lives to climb mountains. A few days ago, Garrett was hired. He puts down a tray with 6 cups of warm cider on the table in the center of the room. And he steps back into the kitchen and then eventually comes back with a little mug of his own. But a few days ago, Garrett, he was hired by some adventurers to lead them up the slopes of Kelvin's Cairn. Garrett's plan was to take the adventurers to Caer Konig, the town at the foot of Kelvin's Cairn. And then after they acquired some climbing gear from the outfitter there, he was to lead them up the mountain. Garrett took 6 dogs and a sled with him. Boy here, he motions to the dog who is concerned as he is staring at the party, and the room was Garrett's favorite, raised him from a pup. Boy would never leave Garrett's side unless something terrible had happened. So when I saw him at the door, but saw you, yeah, it's a lot to ask, but 6 people wouldn't venture together unless you were some sort of group. But could I maybe persuade you to go up there and find Garrett and his companions? I don't have money, but the proprietor of the Luskin Arms is a friend of mine. I could get you some free rooms at the inn. I'm also a scrimshander by trade and can give you some of my artwork. It's not worth much, I must confess, though, but...
I think it would be, I say looking around to everybody, quite honorable to assist you.
Yeah.
As I finish pulling my cider mug down from the chewinga on my shoulder, who's having a sip.
Yeah, so actually when you put it up to him, he pulls a thimble out and takes a scoop.
You. Fucking love
That's
this
so
chewinga.
good.
And then
I'm gonna pull the mug away after that. Should we not finish some of our previous commitments? I mean, we were going to rest up and do something else first. Does this really come first in our endeavors?
Well,
I mean,
Lonzel,
do
if
we have any info on the task we were at, or should we do something else while we try and discover more information?
Well, I would say that a man's life being in danger is likely a priority over a scientist finding a creature.
So we're going to
I
bring
would-
this
I would
tiny creature
100%
with
agree.
us up a mountain to whatever dangers have befallen this individual, and put this chewinga in harm's way.
the
Before
chewinga,
returning it.
the chewinga
The-
does the same motion you saw earlier, which was if he could, he would shoot a thumbs up.
I am just gonna, Lonzel, I'm gonna like look you right in the eyes and just be like, I have the utmost faith in your ability to keep that chewinga safe.
Why don't we ask the chewinga what it would like?
Oh, I think he wants to go up the mountain.
Sorry, Justin,
Then-
what was this guy's name?
Keegan.
It was Keegan
Keegan?
Velgren? Was that his last
Keegan
name?
Michael Key.
Keegan is his
Velgren?
name.
I'm just in the journal here. And sorry, who are we looking for? What's the guy's name?
Garrett.
Garrett.
What was their last name? Was I right? Velgren?
Velryn. Velryn.
R-Y-N. Oh, I spelled Velgren. Wow.
Well, that's what I said, so.
Yeah, and I also suck at taking notes, so whatever.
And the
Well,
dog's name is Boy.
Yeah, that's a great name for a dog.
no,
remember-
Blair, you can't hear the conversation from outside. The howling wind is too much. But you see them all just sitting and kind of like, they seem to be talking. One of them, the hobgoblin, is feeding, giving cider to a small sprite sitting on his shoulder. No, I also just gotta, for you, Blair, as an outsider, looking at this party for the first time, I need to talk about how fucking weird it is. So
This is why I'm watching.
there's a giant
I think
metal
this is
man.
strange.
There's a Goliath, which are normal in Icewind Dale, so that's not that absurd. There's a satyr, which is weird in Icewind Dale. There's a tiefling, which is normal. There's a high elf, that's normal.
Oh.
There's a hobgoblin, that's a bit weird, but I guess is also you could say is kind of normal. But they're all just having a good time together. They are literally just like you rolled the dice, and this is what came out.
Hang on, am I the only human in this?
Yeah, I mean Nathan's a high elf.
Yeah.
That's pretty close. That's pretty close to a.
Excellent,
Dare
excellent. That's
you?
great. It's
If
great.
it didn't make the most sense for my character, I never would have fucking picked a high elf. Literally ever.
I think this is the second time we've heard about a mysterious disappearance that happened
In the
possibly
snow.
around Caer Konig, and the castle there. Do you know if any other expeditions went up that way, or maybe what Garrett was looking for? When we go looking for him, it might help for us to know where to look.
No, the only thing I know is that this party, they hired him to take them up to the cairn, Kelvin's cairn, which you guys all know is a very tall mountain in the middle of Icewind Dale.
This,
A
these,
very tall mountain.
Well, sorry, when I say you all know that, I'm only speaking to 3 people.
Yeah.
Which 3?
This.
The 3 who have all the information.
Yeah, the extensive
don't-
knowledge
there-
people.
Passing doesn't know there's a big mountain?
You probably don't know it by name, Kelvin's
Oh,
cairn.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
There's a lot of
This.
mountains.
This.
Yeah.
This party, perchance, did they have any? I'm gonna kind of grimace for a second, and just like black ice. Were they, for lack of a better term, cultish to you?
Truth be told, I never saw them.
And Garrett, he
How-
never gave you any sort of impression, any sort of caution. He wasn't. This was business as usual. He was not concerned in any way.
Oh no, he was not. It was just a trek up a mountain. I have a lot of faith in Garrett's survival skills, and I honestly, that's why I believe he is still alive.
How long ago did
3
he
days.
leave?
3 days.
3, okay.
And they went by dog sled, so as you can see, as he motions to Boy, they would have been back by now if Boy wasn't. He looks down at his cider.
I'll like reach an arm out and kind of like awkwardly pat a shoulder.
Does Boy still have the harness with him and stuff?
Yes.
I'm going to stand over the harness and just be like, now I wish I were an expert in this circumstance, but perhaps one of the court here could assist me. Now, what do we think happened here? Does this bear any signs of animal attack, any sort of ill intent, or is this perfectly intact, voluntarily removed? What is this?
Everyone can give me a survival check if they want.
Sure.
Anyone who wants to look at it. While everyone's looking, the
Sure.
Chewinga is also kind of like this, just looking at it.
God love the Chewinga.
Dude, look at these
Look at all
freaking
those-
rolls from everyone. Oh, Joanna, you already
They
got
know
rolls. Well, I'll use your
so
first
much.
one.
Huh?
I'll use your first one. Your first one was really good.
Oh, perfect. There we go. Yes, I didn't see it.
All right. I'm assuming we're waiting for James to boot up his hard drive.
I'm not rolling. I walked over.
James,
He doesn't
I
know
get it.
anything about survival.
You're the boss. You're like, I need a solution to this, and then you take the credit. I get it.
Yeah. I called them the court. I'm doing the best I can with my
All right.
abilities. Thank you.
Nocta, Joanna, Lumimac, and Sabo, it's all obvious to you. It looks like the dog chewed off his own harness from the other dogs.
Fun.
Yes, of
That's not
course.
scary.
Of course, Keegan. We'll definitely look into this for you, and we'll see if we can find your Garrett. We can't make any promises. We're not mountaineers ourselves, so if you have any gear or any suggestions on who to take with us to help us up the mountain, we'll go as soon as we can. But we'll definitely look into this.
Well, I recommend when you do make it to Caer Konig, Frozen Far Expeditions is likely the last place Garrett would have stopped before heading up the mountain.
Is that a place in town?
In Caer Konig, yes.
In Caer Konig's a town?
It's
at the base of the mountain.
One of the 10 towns.
It's one of the 10 towns. Well, I'll be. Fellas, have we been?
No.
No.
I'm just gonna stand there awkwardly, just kind of like, trying to not make an ass of myself, essentially. And just be like, so you're an artist?
Yes.
Please, I would love to see your talent.
He looks at the other people in the group and kind of like gives like a...
I shrug.
What?
I just look at him and go,
I'm going to say, Keegan, thank you so much for the cider, but obviously we should get going and let you take some time with Boy. Duke Ennui, Linez, perhaps we should talk outside very quickly, the three of us, just some strategizing for going up the mountain. What do you think? Why don't you two come with me? Now. Let's go now.
can I don't want to... Okay.
I'll just, forgive me, Keegan. Perhaps another time you can regale me with your talents.
Of course.
Yes, maybe we should all go and try and find him.
Thank you.
I'll kind of linger until everybody else has left.
I mean, I wasn't invited outside, so I'm also inside. Just standing around.
No, I
Okay.
mean, I think I gave us an out. I think we can all leave.
Yeah, I think Lumimac invited everyone outside.
Lumimac, for once, had the right idea. Lumimac had a good read on the social situation.
I think Luminax, but I don't think he had to read it on the social situation. He's just like, no, we should not sit here and we should go and save this person.
Perhaps the least human,
Nothing about
the
this
most human of us all.
When I'm kind of the last person in with Keegan, I'll just kind of start to walk towards the door and then pause and turn and say, do you think Boy would come with us? Perhaps he would be helpful in finding Garrett?
Yes, I think that would be a very good idea.
I'll
Getting a dog.
I'll kneel and kind of whistle to Boy.
The dog looks up and kind of turns its head like, what the fuck's this guy doing?
I'll say, come.
The dog stands and moves in, crossing path. Nocta, are you still in the room too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The dog walks past you towards the door. It looks like the party has gotten another temporary companion.
As the dog walks past me, I reach to pet it.
Yeah, you can pet it.
Nocta is very excited. So's Nathan.
I'll
Can we get a
reach in-
face cam for the dog?
Yep. Oh, row,
I'll
row,
reach-
row.
into my backpack as I'm walking out and grab a ration to feed to the dog. Just say good boy.
As Sabo steps out of the house, the boy follows him.
I also follow the dog. I mean Sabo.
Nice.
Lonzel, Duke, Ennui. Next time we're dealing with a grieving husband looking for his lost love, perhaps we shouldn't negotiate whether or not we'll save this person in their house while they're serving us drinks.
There was
And-
no negotiation. I said yes, of course.
I-
I was only trying to encourage the man to.
Perhaps Duke Ennui, he might feel more excited to share his art and perhaps a little bit more sociable to the level that you're used to when he isn't experiencing this terrible, immediately fresh loss that we pretty much followed in his door.
The man said he truly believes Garrett is alive. We merely need to find him.
When
Well-
Just to bring him momentary joy by embracing what he does as a passion. Joanna, you must understand that this is important
God,
to
I fucking
the
hate
people.
him.
Duke Ennui, before you tell me much about the people here, I think we should make sure that you spend a little more time with them.
Blair, by the way, you can easily eavesdrop from the side of the house for this entire conversation.
Excellent. I assumed I was. And although I'm like incredibly intrigued about this like super weird group, I also really, really don't want to see Ennui.
Dude.
While they're having this conversation, I want
Don't blame
to,
you.
I'm just gonna survey this street and kind of look around at the people that are nearby.
Sure, why don't you give me a perception check, and Blair, if you want to remain hidden, you can give me a stealth check. Let's see how long it takes. You guys are going to see her in Karakonic for the first time.
Yep.
24! Jesus!
Plus 7, baby.
You see
Joanna.
nothing of note. There's just the same scattering of people.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, Joanna, when you say that we should not talk about such things as the safety of the Chowinga and the priority of our current missions, should we never finish a conversation with someone? Should we walk out of the building mid-conversation to have our own? Or can
No.
we not bring up certain things?
No, Lonzo, and I know you're only doing what's best for the creature you've already agreed to care for, and I know that you're just doing what's best for us. But I think when we're dealing with someone who may be trying to deal with a possible loss, we should maybe say yes and then discuss later which one we're going to do first, just to be safe.
The rules of
Just so we-
improv. Yes, and.
I think it much more rude to say yes to everything and come back and change our mind half a second later.
I'll kind of clear my throat and
Yeah.
interrupt the conversation. Just be like, would everyone still like to go to the tavern, or
I don't think he's saying.
The Chowinga's on my shoulder, just drinking his thimble of like
Yeah,
cider
he's
still.
pacing
And he's
it
like,
really
I'm
well."
good.
Yeah.
Lonzel, I don't think that Joanna is implying that we come back and change our minds. I think Joanna is saying that we were going to do this, so there's no reason to be like, but we have other priorities first, so yours can wait in front of them.
That's not what I said. I merely asked that question of the group.
In front
But-
of the person who may have lost someone. That's incredibly tactless.
In the
I
face
think
of
not.
in the face of the party beginning to argue, especially Lonzel, especially Lonzel, who seems to be like this very like stalwart individual. Joanna's just kind of like kicking her hooves together now and like increasingly kind of retreating, and it's just like, No, I mean, I guess Lonzel has a point, and like, I haven't been doing this really long, so I don't. I mean, okay. I'm sorry.
Joanna, no fault of yours. You both make excellent points. Nocta, perhaps a bit brazen, but also an excellent point. However, we have agreed to help the gentleman, but we cannot do this exhausted and famished. So we should go to the tavern, prepare ourselves, find Garrett, and perhaps we can send him home, bring him home, whatever have you. But Lonzel, I know it is well within your ability to keep this Chwinga safe, for you've already brought him food and now drink. What's next? Shelter.
You've already fed this child and got this child drunk, so I know you're the perfect one to take care
You're
of.
the perfect man.
As we turn and walk to the tavern, I'm going to cast resistance on the Chwinga and say a little prayer for its safety.
Nice.
So when Lonzel leaves us to take care of this Chwinga full time, we're all agreeing to just follow Lonzel's story, right?
He's no longer Hobgoblin. He's a Chwinga Prime.
You know, Cormac McCarthy's The Road? It's like that big relationship. Yeah.
All right. So Blair, you hear that they are going to the tavern. Are you going to go somewhere else, or are you going to still go to the tavern?
No, I'm gonna go there because that's where I'm going. But I am going to. I'm gonna be a little annoyed about it, and I'm gonna try to move quicker. Though I imagine by myself. No, I assume I know where it is. So
Actually,
by myself,
it's actually
knowing
just
where it is,
through the alley over here. So it's where the three
real
flag
close.
sailing is. So you actually can get there very easy through the alleyways.
Excellent. I'm gonna try to get there first and just like hide
Act
myself
surprised
in a
when
corner.
he comes in.
I'm gonna go get my drink. I'm gonna pretend like they're not gonna see me. I'm gonna put my back towards the door and
Sweet.
I'm gonna drink my ale.
Cool. All right, and with that, you do make it to the tavern first. You're able to do all that time because they also were like, they probably stop and look at a rock and be like, hey, is that rock suspicious? Is that rock made out of sharp black ice? No, let's keep going.
Rock.
Goodbye, YouTube.